On to the latest now from Jammu and Kashmir. The government there has decided to reopen higher secondary schools, colleges and universities. Absolute normalcy is finally being restored. This announcement was made after Jammu and Kashmir's governor held a security review meeting yesterday to assess the situation on the ground. The government directive asking tourists to leave the valley has also been revoked. Tourists will be able to visit the valley and the order will come into effect on the 10th of October. Our correspondent Ishan Wani getting you the latest.
This has brought a sigh of relief for all those associated with this particular sector. This forms a core part of Jammu Kashmir's economy, and that is why these players who are associated with this particular business, including hoteliers and all those people, were in a bit of distress. They were really, hoping that a tourism revival will happen. But the J&K government has taken a decision that they are going to revive the tourism, and now it will be up to J&K Tourism Department to actually promote tourism more, because people from across the globe and also in India will be in a bit of mind that whether they want to come to Kashmir or not following the abrogation of Article 370. But to show the real image, it will be up to the J&K government to promote the tourism once again in the Kashmir Valley.
हालात अभी तो ठीक है फिलहाल पहले से, बट यहाँ आके बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है. श्रीनगर एक बहुत ही खूबसूरत जगह है जो यहाँ पे आके देखने के बाद ऐसा फील हो रहा है.
ऐसा कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लोगों को आना चाहिए, एंजॉय करना चाहिए. यहाँ पहले से भी बेहतर हालात लग रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जो हम लोग सुन रहे हैं कि हालात अच्छे नहीं है, लेकिन हम लोग आज 2 दिन से हैं, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. यहाँ पे कोई भी ऐसा बैड फीलिंग नहीं लग रही हमें यहाँ पे.
The government is also working towards restarting the operations of the public transport system and will open additional travel counters at the TRC Srinagar. 25 internet kiosks in each district are expected to be set up to facilitate the public and government departments. Meanwhile, Jeff M. Smith, a research fellow from the US, analyzes India's decision to abrogate Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir and the subsequent developments. Listen in to an excerpt of the perspectives that he has shared.
Just earlier this year, the deadliest single attack ever on Indian security forces took place, which prompted a mini sort of escalation scenario between India and Pakistan. So I think it's fair to say the Indian government did have reasons to believe that an admittedly controversial decision being announced in a relative conflict zone could have had very negative security implications and effects. And I think it would have been irresponsible not to have taken some preventative measures. Whether or not they've gone too far, whether they need to stop now, whether they should have been rolled back 2 weeks ago, are all very fair, very legitimate questions. But again, some of the criticism that we've seen coming out, particularly from Pakistan, I think is entirely misplaced.
The United Nations is staring at a crisis. It's a financial one in nature. It may run out of funds by the end of October. According to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the international body is currently running at a deficit of nearly $230 million. This was mentioned as a part of a letter addressed to the 37,000 employees of the body. Guterres said that some unspecified additional stopgap measures, quote unquote, would have to be taken to ensure salaries and entitlements are paid out in time. The UN Secretary General wrote, and I'm quoting from that letter now, member states have paid only 70% of the total amount needed for our regular budget operations this year. This translates into a cash shortage of $230 million at the end of September. We run the risk of depleting our backup liquidity reserves by the end of the month. Guterres also mentions postponing conferences, meetings and restricting official travel to cut down the costs. Given the current situation, the international body could be broke by the end of October. The US Secretary General had earlier asked the member states to increase their contributions to avoid cash flow problems, but the members had refused to do so. The UN's operating budget for 2018-19 is close to $5.4 billion, with the US contributing 22% of that amount.